So this is the test level I made. Has a simple premise where hopefully the player will come in, see this cube, and place it on the pressure plate, and see that it opens that door, and they'll see this cube up here, place it into the light beam, freeze it in place by switching dimension, which will bring this elevator down. Then they'll change dimensions to make the cube drop out, bring the elevator back up, and then they'll come through here and realize they're missing a cube. So hopefully the player will be puzzled by that, and eventually realize that they have to use this cube over atop the button, and then they can take this cube over here, change it, take the cube up with them, and place it on the pressure plate, and then this will be the exit. So this level has basically been made from one wall panel, which is about 1 meter wide, and then duplicated all the way along, which worked for prototyping, but it leaves cracks like this you can see in the ceiling, as well as sort of holes in the wall just there, and these like clipping issues here. So it didn't look so great. So now I'll show you what this level looks like now. So this is what the same level looks like now. As you can see, the actual layout of the level is totally the same. The art style has changed quite a bit though. As you can see, the floor and the walls now have different textures, and the walls are actually, instead of being one wall duplicated 10 times, it's actually just one long wall for each section. That's because I've used shader graph to make this texture triplanar, so no matter how long I make the wall, it will always keep the same ratio. It will never stretch out too far. As you can see, the cubes also have new textures on them and have some dinks and cracks on them from a normal map, which is kind of cool. And so when I wanted to use the shader graph, I had to actually move across to one of the new render pipelines, and I thought, why not move to the HD render pipeline since my target platform is going to be PC. So that brings with it these nice new lighting effects. I've got some motion blur on at the moment, some color correction, bit of vignette, bit of bloom, and also that means that when I change dimensions, there are actually new effects on that rather than just a field of view change. So you can see now the vignette gets a lot stronger around the outside. You get some color aberration as well as some camera distortion, I believe. So it just looks a bit nicer than it did before. Also, now the doors will slide up and down instead of just disappearing, and they also have that sound effect for it. And this is basically the other use of shader graph I have in at the moment, other than the textures on the walls. This exit portal, rather than using a particle effect that just spins around, I now have a nice portal that the user can step into to signify the end of the level.